Hello, food lovers. Today, we're going on a culinary journey to Canada to make a traditional dish called tourtière. Tourtière is a savory meat pie that's been enjoyed in Canada for centuries. It's a hearty and flavorful dish that's perfect for a cold winter's day. The origins of tourtière can be traced back to the early settlers of Quebec. Over time, it has become a beloved part of Canadian cuisine. So, are you ready to learn how to make this classic Canadian dish? Let's get started. Before we start cooking, let's gather all the ingredients we'll need for our tourtière. For the pastry, you'll need 2½ cups all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon salt, 1 cup cold butter cubed, and ½ cup cold water. For the filling, you'll need 1 pound ground pork, 1 onion chopped, 2 cloves garlic minced, 1 teaspoon dried sage, ½ teaspoon ground cloves, ½ teaspoon ground cinnamon, ¼ teaspoon ground nutmeg, 1 cup beef broth, and salt and pepper to taste. Make sure you have everything on hand before you begin. Now let's move on to the next step. The heart of a delicious tourtière lies in its rich and savory filling. This filling is what gives the pie its distinctive taste and makes it a beloved dish, especially during the holiday season. Today, we will guide you through the steps to create this flavorful filling from scratch. In a large skillet, brown the ground pork over medium heat. This process is crucial as it helps to develop the deep, savory flavors that are characteristic of tourtière. Make sure to break up the meat with a spoon as it cooks to ensure even browning. Once the pork is nicely browned, drain off any excess grease. This step is important to avoid a greasy filling, which can affect the texture and taste of your pie. Use a spoon or a ladle to carefully remove the grease from the skillet. Next, add the chopped onion and minced garlic to the skillet. These aromatic ingredients will infuse the filling with a wonderful depth of flavor. Stir them into the pork and let them cook together. Cook until the onion is softened, about 5 minutes. The onions should become translucent and tender, releasing their natural sweetness into the filling. This step ensures that the flavors meld beautifully. Now it's time to add the spices that give tourtière its unique flavor. The combination of spices is what sets this dish apart and makes it so memorable. Stir in the dried sage, ground cloves, ground cinnamon, and ground nutmeg. These spices add warmth and complexity to the filling, creating a harmonious blend of flavors that is both comforting and intriguing. Cook for 1 minute, allowing the spices to release their aroma. This brief cooking time is essential for unlocking the full potential of the spices, ensuring that their flavors are fully integrated into the filling. Pour in the beef broth and bring the mixture to a boil. The broth adds moisture and richness to the filling, helping to bind all the ingredients together. As it heats up, it will start to reduce and concentrate the flavors. Then reduce heat to low and simmer for 15 minutes, or until the liquid is reduced by half. This slow simmering process allows the flavors to meld and intensify, resulting in a deeply flavorful filling. Season with salt and pepper to taste. Adjusting the seasoning at this stage ensures that the filling is perfectly balanced, enhancing the natural flavors of the ingredients. Your delicious tourtière filling is now ready. It should be rich, aromatic, and full of flavor, ready to be encased in a buttery pastry. Set it aside while we prepare the pastry. This filling can also be made ahead of time and stored in the refrigerator, making it a convenient option for busy holiday preparations. Now, let's make the pastry for our tourtière. In a large bowl, whisk together the flour and salt. Add the cold cubed butter to the bowl. Using a pastry blender or your fingers, cut the butter into the flour until the mixture resembles coarse crumbs. Gradually add the cold water, a tablespoon at a time, mixing until the dough just comes together. Divide the dough in half and flatten each half into a disc. Wrap the discs in plastic wrap and refrigerate for at least 30 minutes. Chilling the dough will make it easier to roll out. While the dough chills, let's move on to assembling our tourtière. Section 5. Assembling the tourtière. Take one of the chilled pastry discs from the refrigerator. This is the base of our delicious tourtière, a traditional French-Canadian meat pie that is perfect for any festive occasion. The pastry should be firm and cold to ensure it rolls out smoothly and bakes to a perfect flaky crust. On a lightly floured surface, roll out the pastry into a 12-inch circle. Make sure to flour your rolling pin as well to prevent sticking. The dough should be even and about 1/8 of an inch thick. This will ensure that it bakes evenly and holds the filling without becoming soggy. Carefully transfer the rolled out pastry to a 9-inch pie plate. To do this, you can gently fold the pastry in half or roll it around your rolling pin, then unroll it over the pie plate. This method helps to prevent tearing the delicate dough. Gently press the pastry into the bottom and sides of the plate. Make sure there are no air bubbles trapped underneath. The pastry should fit snugly against the pie plate, forming a perfect base for our filling. Pour the cooled tourtière filling into the pastry-lined pie plate. The filling should be evenly distributed to ensure every bite is packed with flavor. This savory mixture of meat and spices is what gives the tourtière its distinctive taste. Roll out the second pastry disc into a 12-inch circle. Just like the first, it should be even and about 1/8 of an inch thick. This will be the top crust of our pie, sealing in all the delicious flavors. Carefully place this pastry sheet over the filling. Make sure it covers the entire surface of the pie. You can trim any excess dough hanging over the edges, but leave enough to crimp the edges together. Crimp the edges of the top and bottom pastry together to seal the pie. This can be done using your fingers or a fork. A good seal will prevent the filling from leaking out during baking and will give the pie a beautiful finished look. Cut several slits in the top crust to allow steam to escape during baking. These slits are essential as they prevent the pie from becoming soggy and help the crust to bake evenly. You can also get creative with the design of the slits to give your pie a unique look. Our tourtière is now ready for the oven. Preheat your oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit and bake the pie for about 45 to 50 minutes or until the crust is golden brown and the filling is bubbling. Let it cool slightly before serving. Enjoy this hearty and flavorful dish with your loved ones. Section 6. Baking to perfection. Baking is an art that requires precision and patience. Today we're going to walk you through the steps to bake a perfect tourtière, a classic French-Canadian meat pie that is both savory and satisfying. Preheat your oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 190 degrees Celsius. This temperature is crucial for ensuring that the pie bakes evenly and the crust turns out perfectly golden. Place the assembled tourtière on a baking sheet. Using a baking sheet not only makes it easier to handle the pie, but also helps in catching any drips or spills that might occur during the baking process. This will catch any spills and make cleaning up easier. No one likes a messy oven, and this simple step can save you a lot of hassle later on. Bake the pie for 45 to 55 minutes or until the crust is golden brown and the filling is bubbly. Keep an eye on the pie as it bakes. The aroma will start to fill your kitchen, giving you a hint that it's almost ready. To prevent the crust from browning too quickly, you can cover the edges of the pie with foil during the last 20 minutes of baking. This ensures that the crust remains perfectly golden without getting burnt. Once baked, remove the tourtière from the oven and let it cool for at least 15 minutes before serving. This cooling period allows the filling to set properly, making it easier to slice and serve. This will allow the filling to set and prevent any spills. Cutting into the pie too soon can cause the filling to ooze out, so patience is key here. The aroma of the baked tourtière will fill your kitchen, making it hard to resist a slice. The combination of spices and meat creates a mouth-watering scent that is sure to draw everyone to the kitchen. Enjoy your perfectly baked tourtière with family and friends and savor every bite of this delicious homemade treat. Section 7. Savoring the flavors. Your homemade tourtière is ready to be enjoyed. The flaky golden brown crust gives way to a savory and aromatic filling. The combination of ground pork, aromatic spices, and a hint of sweetness from the cinnamon creates a symphony of flavors that will tantalize your taste buds. Serve your tourtière warm, either on its own or with a simple side salad. It's a hearty and satisfying dish that's perfect for any occasion. The warmth of the spices, the richness of the meat, and the flakiness of the pastry all come together in perfect harmony. Section 8. Delicious variations. While the traditional tourtière recipe is delicious on its own, don't be afraid to experiment with different variations. Some popular variations include adding ground veal or beef to the filling for a richer flavor. You can also experiment with different spices. Some people like to add a pinch of allspice or ground ginger to their tourtière filling. For a vegetarian option, you can substitute the meat with lentils or mushrooms for a hearty and flavorful filling. Feel free to get creative and make this classic Canadian dish your own. Section 9. A culinary adventure awaits. Congratulations on embarking on this culinary adventure. Making tourtière is a rewarding experience that allows you to explore the flavors of Canada. This traditional dish is a testament to the country's rich culinary heritage and the ingenuity of its people. So gather your ingredients, put on your apron, and get ready to create a taste of Canada in your own kitchen. Enjoy the journey and savor the delicious results.